That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 53 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to discuss the wonder of professional wrestling. And Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2019. Woohoo!
Happy New Year!
Woo.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
I guess we're always in the future.
Technically, we're always in the
Past,
present, and we're always looking to the future.
Oh God.
This is
It's all
confusing
getting
us.
a bit meta.
Yeah.
I'm with John. We'd be in the past by time people hear this.
Yeah.
I'm with Kushida, where I'm in the future.
Nice. So how's everyone
Does
doing?
that mean you're leaving?
Oh yeah. Did we have a good
man.
Christmas?
Yeah, it was good.
Man, it was decent.
yeah, I feel like I'm carrying quite a bit of Christmas weight.
Oh yes. We've had 3 weeks with no pod. And it always just
It's
feels
been
so
mental.
long.
It's already
Been that long?
Yeah. I've missed it. I've really missed it.
I am well and truly out of the range of Super Junior. I'm proper heavy now.
I mean, that's always been the case, hasn't it?
Oh,
Ooh, wow. Ooh, cutting deep for 2019.
yeah. Start as you mean to go on.
Might as well. Sorry, Sam.
It's true.
Let me change the subject. Christmas, presents. Anyone get anything good? Anyone get anything wrestling related?
No, nothing wrestling related.
I got a 3-week break from wrestling.
Yeah, that's a gift to yourself.
From me to me.
Anybody get anything particularly good that they want to show off? Like they're on the playground at school after the Christmas holidays?
Got a weekend away in the Cotswolds.
Nice.
That'd be nice.
I did get something wrestling related.
Ooh.
Oh, go on.
Secret Santa, I got a table to be put through.
Ooh.
What? Wow.
So, yeah, my New Year's resolution last year, which I failed, was to go through a table.
Oh, God.
This year, at the Royal Rumble at John's house, if you and your wife are okay with this,
Well, she'll be at work, so
She'll be
she
gutted
just
to
has
miss
to
it.
then.
deal with the body when she gets home.
Yeah,
Won't be the first time.
So I'm going to be going through a table, I hope.
Oh, my God. So forget the countdown to Royal Rumble. This is the countdown to Sam going through a table.
Yeah, Sam, please please gimmick the table.
It's already got ECW on it.
No, I want
It's ready.
Surely it's got to have a massive printout of your dad on it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
No,
good.
man, that would really fuck with me.
Exactly.
What we need to do is decide 3D or Shield Powerbomb. So can we get people to write in and choose?
How the
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
are we going to do a 3D in my flat?
You know what? We can worry about that after we get a vote.
Yeah.
How are we going to do anything?
How are we going to do a shield powerbomb?
Whatever happens. though,
Excellent
we're
point,
filming.
Brett. Excellent point.
Okay, well, listeners, you've got that to look forward to because we will stick that on our YouTube channel. I was going to say unless Sam dies, but even if he dies, we'll stick it on there.
No, even if I die.
Yeah, we'll get more views. And then we can hold auditions for a Sam replacement. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Talking of death. Not the greatest link.
Great segue, Adam.
I feel
Great
awful about
segue.
this. But Mean Gene Okerlund very sadly died during the week. At the age of 76. Obviously one of the most iconic voices in all of wrestling for all time, really.
Real classic, isn't he?
Yeah, such a legend. Such a wrestling gent.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I enjoyed going back and watching some of the old videos. Obviously, loads with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, some real classics there. So, obviously, very sad news. But moving on from the death section, we're going to go. We're going to talk about what we're going to do. The end of last year, we did our review of TLC, and this is our first pay-per-view of the year, and it's a good one because it's New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 13.
This is my favourite pod of the year because there are a lot of Japanese names for Adam to get stuck on.
Oh God!
He's prepared himself this year.
Yeah,
I was going to say also a pay-per-view that we can get excited about.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, so that was the last podcast and this podcast. And speaking of podcasts, guys, I've got something to tell you. While we had the break, I said I missed doing this, and I'm really sorry. The temptation was just, it was a bit too much, and I still really love you, and it's nothing to do with you guys, but I cheated on you.
Oh, this is how you tell us.
Oh my
Oy.
days.
Yeah.
Live on air.
Yeah.
With who, Adam? With who?
With a
If you say broken but glorious, we're going to punch you in the face.
with a Broken but Glorious would definitely be listening. And guys, if you want to DM me, then go for it. No, it's not with a wrestling fan. I've slept with. Fuck it, let's keep going with it. I slept with a football fan, guys, and I appeared on an Arsenal podcast. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't know if I've revealed that. It's probably best if I don't, but it's too late now. I was on the Bruised Banana podcast, which came out yesterday. So a mate of mine runs that with 3 other guys, and they talk about all things Arsenal. So obviously I'm giving it a plug if you want to check that out. It's called the Bruised Banana, obviously in reference to the classic 1991 away kit. And if you want to find them, search that online, and on socials it's TBB Pod, at TBB Pod. So you can go and have a listen. Let me know what you think, unless you're a Spurs fan, because you probably won't enjoy it.
I mean, even if you are a Spurs fan, go have a listen. You might change your mind.
Yeah, you never know.
No? Well, that's how football works.
Yeah, unlikely.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to wrestling and back to this strong relationship I already have that I've really learnt to appreciate. And we're going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom after this.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Back suplex on the apron from Kenny Omega. Literally on the edge of the apron.
New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 13 was held at the Tokyo Dome with an attendance of 38,162. Sam, you've been to the Tokyo Dome, haven't you?
Nope.
Oh, which one have you been to?
Osaka Joe Hall.
Oh, balls. I had loads of questions for you about the Tokyo Dome. Can you just pretend?
Oh, yeah, sure, let's do this.
It seemed bigger than 38,000, didn't it?
Oh, it's huge.
There's a lot of space.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
You wouldn't really be some of those floor seats because you're not going to see shit.
Yeah, it's flat for so far, isn't
it really is.
So it was the same setup as they had in Dominion, where I was sat in the floor seats there, and they do have massive screens at the top, so you can see that. But in the end, like, me and my friend ended up just standing up and going to like the back of the floor seating just so we could stand and watch.
Right, that makes sense. I really wanted to ask if you had been there, if it's really cold, because the first thing I noticed was so many people like wearing coats and scarves.
It's January.
Yeah, but it's still indoors.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know. Are you wearing a coat and a scarf right now?
I'm wearing a jumper.
And
It's not the same.
So
is
no.
it? No. I think
No,
a lot
I'm not wearing a coat.
No, you got me. You got me good, Adam. You and your Arsenal podcast skills.
yeah, exactly. I picked that up from the Bruised Banana. So, moving on from where it was and how many people there were, we had Don Callis and Kevin Kelly and numerous other people on the comms.
Chris Charlton.
Okay, Chris Charlton.
Oh, who was that Chris Charlton? He was awful.
I disagree. I think it's pretty good.
Where's he from?
He
I don't
basically
mind him.
he's an author. He writes about wrestling.
I couldn't work out his accent. Like, was he
Yeah.
English? Was he Australian?
English. Cambridge, I think he's from.
Okay.
His accent did go a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
He translates a lot of the stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, he speaks Japanese. So
Yeah, he did a good job at the end with Tanahashi's speech.
Yeah.
Needed that. Okay, so the card, as John mentioned, I do terribly with the pronunciation, so I proved prepared and I gave Sam the heads up that he's going to read out the card. So go for it, Sam.
All right. So on the pre-show, we had the Elite, Hangman Page and Yujiro Takahashi and Marty Scurll versus Suzuki-gun. I'm not going to go through every single team. Versus Chaos, versus Yuji Nakata, Jeff Cobb and David Finlay, versus the most violent players, Togi Makabe, Toru Yano and Ryusuke Taguchi, for the Never Openweight 6-Man Tag Championship. So this was in place of the normal opening rumble they do. And
Yeah, I love the Rumble.
yeah, wasn't mad on that. But
Just loads of Japanese wrestlers I've never heard of.
yeah,
Very old.
No Liger.
Getting pinned.
Wasn't Cheeseburger at the last one?
He was,
Yeah.
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 So
It's like, who's that?
we also had Will Ospreay versus Kota Ibushi for the Never Openweight Championship. Roppongi 3K, Yoan Sho versus Los Ingobernables de Japón. Bushi and Shingo Takagi, who in an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Championship, we'll come back to that, versus Suzuki Gun, Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado. After that, we had Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. For the Rev
Nice.
Pro Heavyweight Championship, the nice shiny new one. Following that, we then had Los Ingobernables de Japón, Sanada and Evil versus God. Oh God, I'm not going to be able to remember who's in God, but
Don't worry about
Tamatonga
and
and Tonga Loa.
Loa. Thank you. Versus the Young Bucks. That was a bit of a weird one. Following that, we had Cody versus Juice Robinson for the IWGP US Championship. We had Kushida versus Taiji Ishimori for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. We had Kazuchika Okada versus Switchblade Jay White for the No One Cares match. We had Chris Jericho versus Naito for the Intercontinental Championship. And then the main event, we had Kenny Omega versus the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well done, Sam.
Yeah, it's a hell of a card, isn't it?
And that's how you say Japanese names.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Until we get corrected.
Yeah. So pretty amazing card. And I wondered, should we point out the big deal, the fact that there were 8 title matches and 8 title changes?
Yeah.
It was a ballsy move, I think.
Yeah.
But
That's mad.
The thing is, a lot of them, like, obviously were down to, contracts running up, weren't they?
Exactly. I think their hand was forced on at least 3 of them.
Yeah, which sort of gave us away sort of, who's likely to win those matches.
But it's clearly the sign of a company looking to just totally freshen everything up. Because you might have thought that the people whose contracts were expiring or people who are potentially leaving, they might drop the belts and then maybe they'd stick with some of the others. But, I mean, those first few matches are like, wow, that's 3 title changes in a row. Oh, that's 4. That's 5. Well, that's 6. This is crazy. And then it was literally every single title changed hands, which I haven't seen since we were doing the podcast. I don't think that's happened on a pay-per-view before.
It's definitely unusual.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I think it was a weird... I think overall it was actually a bit of a weird pay-per-view because I think New Japan's hand was forced quite a lot by the Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of matches that just seemed to just sort of finish abruptly and quickly.
Yeah,
which doesn't
one
feel like New Japan at all, does it? Like,
yeah, I agree.
It was, definitely an interesting Wrestle Kingdom, I think. But shall we go to the key matches?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So the key matches that we picked out before the event were Ibushi versus Ospreay, Okada versus White, Jericho versus Naito, and Amiga. Oh my god,
we got
the
you on
easy
the
one.
English. We got you on the Greek
one.
name.
Yeah. Omega versus Tanahashi. So we're going to talk about those, then we're going to do our best of the rest. We're going to talk about worst of the rest, which should be a fairly small section, I imagine. We're going to pick a star performer and then give the pay-per-view a rank out of 10. So key matches, let's kick things off with the match that I was probably most excited about, just in terms of my love for both wrestlers, Ibushi versus Ospreay. 2 of the best in the world, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This
totally
looked like a very painful match.
Yeah.
Did it not?
Every year at Wrestle Kingdom, there's always one match where you're like, fuck, those guys are literally killing each other. It usually involves like Goto and Suzuki or Ishii, but it was this one. This was brutal.
Yeah, they went hard in this.
It's actually interesting watching them because I think both of them are probably outside of Super Junior weight now. Like, I reckon they're probably both gearing up for some heavyweight runs in New Japan if they're going to stick with the company.
Ospreay looks like he's bulked up a bit since his injury.
Yeah,
really
if you follow him on social, he's been like, I think over the last year, he's been really trying to bulk up. And I think when he was off for a bit, I think that started to backslide for him. So, but he definitely does look.
They talked about it a lot, didn't they? On commentary, they were saying, he's ready. He wants to be a heavyweight, and that's why he's bulking up.
I tell you what, if he runs in the heavyweight division, I think he could be a real top star in New Japan. Like,
yeah, with all the exits, it could be laid out quite nicely
opportunity for him. And I think he got himself across quite well in this match. Like, you could see him playing a heel quite easily as well as a face, and very kind of strong style from him. A lot of kind of great striking moves this match. Yeah. And you always know you're going to get a great match with Ibushi because, he's Ibushi. But this was probably one of my favourite Will Ospreay matches I've seen to date because it was so heavy hitting.
He's really well rounded these days, Ospreay, isn't he?
Yeah.
Totally.
He can do all the acrobatic stuff that looks amazing, but he's adding so an awesome finisher. That head off of his head sort of elbow he does.
Oh
brutal.
God, that's so nasty.
But like you say, like so much hard hitting stuff, and like he can do technical as well. He's just quality.
There wasn't a bit of ring rust on him either after his injury. He was so crisp and fast this match.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like I would say I don't think they missed a single spot in this, did they? Maybe one or two. It was
some
very
of it.
tight match.
Like some of the sequences were beautiful, I thought. And I enjoyed the way at the start they were sort of sussing each other out, and they had each other's moves scouted.
I think kind of like from the get-go when Ibushi went for the Golden Star moonsault and just got kicked out of the air, and that was just like,
so
boy, this is going to be a hefty one.
That powerbomb reversal into the Spanish fly. Oh,
insane.
Yeah, that was great. And as you said, like Ibushi's just not afraid to just put his body on the line in every single match I've seen him in. And even that bit where he face planted on top of the post, and that was a bit that he did himself, and he even just smacked his own face down.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
And that is just pure metal.
I think that's the best way to describe him.
Well, that's true. That's not what I meant, but yeah, we'll go with it.
Does anyone know if the injuries were real, kayfabe?
I don't know, actually.
It's hard,
No, I
isn't it?
mean, they were talking concussion, weren't they? But at the same time, I think the thought was because New Japan were quite quick to sort of lessen and talk it up, I think it might just be kayfabe to sell, how brutal the match was.
Ibushi's in a little bit of limbo at the moment anyway, with kind of his relationship with the Elite and kind of where he's going to be going from here, because I think if he's going to commit to New Japan, he's another one who's going to go on and do big things.
You could see him in the top title picture easily.
Exactly.
Bushi.
Am I right in thinking he headlined Wrestle Kingdom 9, or he was definitely near the top of the card in his match with Nakamura?
No idea.
Obviously they kind of soured on him a bit when he was kind of hopping around, not sure where to go. But now he's back at Wrestle Kingdom and he's done a couple of years. Sorry, when I was back at New Japan, done a couple of years. You could see them really putting the rocket to him and pushing him.
Apparently he is taking the next tour off while recovering from the concussion he suffered. But again,
Probably a good
that might have been
shout.
planned anyway. So who knows? Okay, but yeah, an amazing start. What a match to start off with, really.
Hell of a
It's
match.
weird for New Japan as well, because normally they sort of start their pay-per-views quite slowly and it sort of builds.
Yeah, they definitely are for the fun early on and build to the intense. But this was like intense.
Yeah, this was
fast,
really
Straight off the
just
bat.
awesome straight away.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god, how is this gonna, how's it gonna fare after this?
Yeah. Okay, so the next key match we wanted to talk about was Okada versus White. Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. Sam, I still don't have my Okada dollar that I won fair and square in one of the quizzes. Where is it?
It's in my wallet. You'll get it.
What?
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay.
Don't worry. You'll get
Okay.
it. Yeah,
I'll tell you what we should do when we put you through that table, I'll then, as you're lying there concussed, basically out of it, I'm going to reach down, pull your wallet out of your pocket and take that dollar
Okay, cool.
and then piss all over you.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be the first.
That wouldn't be the first time I've done it either. Getting back on track, Okada White, what did we reckon?
I don't like Jay White.
Oh, this was the match where I started to get. I think I might be into Jay White.
I agree.
I'm in the middle ground.
Yeah.
I'm definitely warming to Jay White, and there was some moments in this that I liked. But yeah, I'm not fully there yet.
This might be one of my favourite matches of the night. Actually, I thought I was going to enjoy this because I don't really like Jay White very much, but I love this so much, mainly because Okada was awesome in it.
Is it because you saw Okada in his shorts?
Oh, I popped so hard for that when he pulled that off.
Reveal of the night that was.
Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievable! What a run-in.
I didn't think much of this match actually.
Oh, I loved it.
I thought it was decent. I thought it was like some of Okada's like back to his best moments.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like this match was going to be his redemption, like the crowd reaction and Trunks, like the way he was wrestling as well. It felt like this was his redemption to move him back up the card.
Yeah.
And then the ending just took me so by surprise.
They've really propelled Jay White up to the top, haven't they? I mean,
They really have. Like,
this
so
is so
strong.
because I don't buy him at all. I think the problem I have is he's just got too much of a baby face, literally a baby face, to be a top heel in the company, to be running the Bullet Club, and kind of I don't know, I'm not quite getting it yet. For me, he's just a little bit kind of edgelord emo band.
Yeah, like a screamo sort of.
Yeah, and I'm not buying him as top heel, which it seems to me like that's where they're putting him towards.
He definitely needs to improve promo-wise. In-ring, I think he's really good, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Solid,
kind of
maybe.
feeling it yet. I think kind of, as well, the thing with Okada is that he's a great wrestler, but he kind of, you know what, like he's not going to be doing flips like Ibushi and Ospreay. He's not like jumping off the top rope doing high five flow or like going through tables. He's a great wrestler who does everything really well.
Yeah, he had great elbow drop in this,
That was
didn't
a
he?
solid elbow drop.
Yeah, that was great.
solid.
I think for a guy his size, he's...
and that
very
crossbody over the railings, I love that.
Actually, yeah, that was mental.
I love that.
But Okada doesn't need to do all the aerial stuff because the amount of height that he gets just on a drop kick is amazing. Like his drop kicks connect with the head.
Don't you just
chest. It's great.
love how much like his drop kicks are sold as well, like by commentary and everything. Like, you know, you don't ever see anyone talking up a drop kick until you watch an Okada match.
Easily the best drop kick in the world.
Suzuki? Come on.
Yeah, Suzuki.
No way.
Suzuki's
Okada's
my favourite.
one.
No, Suzuki's my favourite.
Braun Strowman. When Strowman brings it out, come on, guys.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay, Adam. You managed to shoehorn your Braun Strowman reference into the...
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Go back to your Bruce Banana.
I mean, going back to WWE, actually, that's who Jay White reminds me of. Is he reminds me of like a kind of, what's his name? Baron Corbin, sort of.
Oh,
That's harsh.
Don't do that to him.
That
Don't do
is
that
a
to
little
him.
harsh.
Fight me.
He's way more talented than that.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
is.
I'm not
Yeah.
sold on him, but give it time.
There was a sweet sleeper suplex, which is not a move that I'm wholly familiar with, and I'm well up for seeing more of that.
And I thought the Blade Runner they finished with looked great.
Yeah, I mean, that whole end sequence where they were reversing each other's move.
Yeah.
was awesome.
That was
really
that
cool.
was
Long
great.
string reversals, didn't they?
Yeah.
But this is one that I thought was good. I thought it was really good, but it could have gone a bit longer for me. I was expecting it to go a bit longer.
I think they had to be quite short because it wasn't for a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes total sense, really. With the amount of matches, 10 matches in total, wasn't it, with the pre-show? So
It's kind of cool that they've attached Gedo to him as well. Like, kind of,
Yeah.
it does give him a bit more credibility.
yeah, the story is really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by this match. It was one of my matches of the
Yeah.
night. I really enjoyed it.
That's good.
It was really good, and the Okada loss was just like, I was like, what?
Yeah. No, yeah. Didn't see
How
it.
that? What?
I think it was just I just wanted Okada to win that much. I'm just a bit like, oh, fuck you, Jay White.
Yeah, bummed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was kind
Makes
of.
sense.
It's good that you guys thought it was good because maybe I'm just being a bit too harsh on it.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go on to the next match, a match which hopefully we all feel the same about, which was Jericho versus Naito, a no DQ match for the Intercontinental title. Jericho, what a sweet jacket. I mean, his whole look.
Oh, yeah.
God damn! I tell you what, this was Jericho's best match I've seen in years.
Really? His
Yeah,
favourite
it
one
was great.
in New Japan since he's been back?
Definitely his best in New Japan.
Better than the Omega one last year.
I think
it was
I
much better
preferred
than
the Omega one.
I
Yeah,
thought
well-
this was a really good match.
I love this
No, I
match,
love
but I think
this.
the Omega one was better.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this had a lot of the sort of similar things, and I think it's amazing that he sort of reinvented himself. And obviously, we know why because he's 48. But it's this sort of like hardcore street
I mean,
fighter.
You say
Yeah.
he reinvented himself, but he's still doing the lion salt. He's still doing the spring off the second rope to the drop kick. Like,
He did an amazing line sort in this where it's like to the other
Yeah.
side of the ring.
He
It
did. That was
crazy.
good. But it's obviously an approach that he's decided to take in order to be able to sort of keep up with these wrestlers who are the best in the world right now.
It hides it very well, I think. It plays to his strengths but hides his weaknesses.
Let's talk about that DDT on the table.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, the announce one.
Naito is just the best at selling anything.
He really is.
He is. Did you see Jericho hit a crossbody on him, which looks more of like a flop
on you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but did you see the close up on Naito's face afterwards? Like, he just sold that like, what just happened?
That did look nasty though.
One thing I had to nitpick about this match was it was a no DQ match, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot in the ring.
So why did Jericho push the ref out of the way to hide the low blow?
Oh, yeah, good point. Didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I don't know. Because that's just what you do in wrestling. It's just habit.
Yeah.
Just
To be
habit.
fair, refs in New Japan are the most incompetent professionals.
You leave red
in-
shoes
they
out.
let
of
anything go,
You
don't
cannot
they?
get. There's no point having a no DQ match because you can't get disqualified anyway.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, well made.
What about the pile driver on the ramp right at the start?
Right at the start, yeah.
Did you see the result of that?
He lost some hair,
we
didn't he?
noticed it. Yeah, we noticed it through later on in the match, but didn't realise. And I saw on his Insta, essentially he lost a big chunk of hair.
I did see that.
Of his head.
I did
so
see
that's
that
why
during
it
the
was
match.
a bit bald and bright.
You can lose hair from
pink
getting
red.
pile drivered.
Yeah, apparently.
Pile driver.
Pile driven?
Yes.
Pile driver to the
That'll
shops.
I like pile drivered. I think that should be our band name.
Pile driver.
We are pile drivered.
It would sound exactly like Fozzy.
I think he only does these New Japan shows, just so he can have a Fozzy track when he comes
Sell a
out.
new album. Yeah.
He loves that Judas song.
That's pretty good, that song. This is the best Naito match I've probably seen this year.
I love this match. I thought this was a really great match.
It was.
I think both of them brought their A game. Both of them made their finishes look so devastating as well. Like, Jericho's really made the Codebreaker look like a solid
Yeah, he has.
pro wrestler
agreed.
kind of style. And the Destino is obviously just a great finisher as well.
There was so much action. It was action packed, wasn't it? I was trying to make notes of things I was enjoying and struggling to write things down because then something else was happening. That was so good.
Yeah.
My absolute favourite bit, though, was when Jericho rang the bell and then got the ref to hold his hand up.
That's a great heel move, that.
That was amazing.
And obviously the stuff with
and
the
I
camera.
think
Yeah.
my favourite thing in wrestling all time is when Naito runs the ropes and then flies off into a forearm. Like, that just looks amazing. It's my favourite thing ever.
I mean, Naito's in your top 5 favourite things of just wrestling generally, isn't he?
Yes,
So,
he is.
He is brilliant. I love him more and more, actually, every time I see him.
He's
And
great.
what I thought was funny is that every time they did anything with the chairs, did you notice, each time, Jericho was supposed to take the majority of it, and each time Naito was ended up smashing himself down onto those chairs, and then having to just jump straight up because it wasn't his turn to.
I
to
did
sell.
see Naito chuck a chair into the crowd,
Yeah, 2, didn't he?
Yeah.
He launched 2 chairs.
and the commentary just
Like,
went,
holy shit.
like that. It was very reminiscent of Gargano smacking a was it a crutch
Yes, it was the
Yeah.
part of the crutch, wasn't
Yeah, he
it?
kicked the crutch.
into the crowd.
Yeah.
Just awesome match. I thought I'm loving seeing Naito back with the Intercontinental title again. I hope he treats it with the same level of respect that he did the last time he had it.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like, I agree, like Naito's definitely gone off the boil like last year.
Yeah.
This felt more like him in his peak.
It could work. I mean, it kind of works story-wise, doesn't it? Like, obviously, losing to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom last year kind of just knocked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been a bit disappointing this year from
Back on
Naito.
track.
Yes.
Good. Really
yeah.
good. Really, really good. In fact, this was my joint match of the night with the match we're going to talk about now, which is the final key match. Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Would you call this battle of 2 of the most iconic haircuts in wrestling?
I'm calling it now. Tanahashi, best hair in all of wrestling. Full stop.
Oh, that.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
think we
mate.
called that years
I would
ago.
love to see like a little web series which just follows, like, how does he do it day to day? Like, does he have a hairdresser every day? Is his hair so good he just washes it, put a little bit of product in it, it just falls like that naturally?
I mean, I think he sleepily
what
wakes up and
happens?
it's perfect, because did you see 40 minutes into the match, still rocking like the absolute perfect ponytail?
Yeah. I want to know what products he uses. Does he use any sprays, clays, waxes, hair straighteners, curlers? Like, who does it? Does he plait it himself?
All of the above, I think. All of the above.
That would be. Do you think that would be more popular than being the elite if he was to set that up?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I'd watch it a lot.
I would watch hair tips with Tanahashi.
You know, the great thing about Tanahashi is like he is such obviously a legend and an icon over there, and he is so good. But like when you watch, like, you know, see him on Instagram and stuff, and just like, you know, the nerdy or whatever things he does, or like he was, you know, he had Wrestle Kingdom. He wins, you know, he's a megastar, and then he's on Instagram with his glasses at home trying to learn to play guitar. And
Well,
like,
he's doing a shit job with learning to play guitar.
He's really bad at guitar, but he's recording it. It doesn't matter.
He's so bad. I hate the air guitar so much.
Yeah.
I don't remember
So
seeing it.
cringe.
He did it. He did it right at the end, John.
Yeah, he did.
After
No.
loads of his
Did
speech.
you not see it?
Yeah, he probably
He went
turned
to
it
town
off
on
by
that air guitar, and it looked like he was playing a little mini one as well.
Yeah.
It's awful. But this match was incredible. It
Sam.
was a slow burner, but
Yeah.
Before you get into it, though, I want you to explain a bit about Omega's entrance.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Video,
the-
because I
video.
watched it and I was like, Sam must be absolutely.
yeah,
Just
I was geeking out
erect.
for this. Yes, yeah. I'm not. Do you know what? Why try to hide it? I was erect. You were pissing on me and taking my wallet. It was a dirty Wrestle Kingdom, guys. It was an Undertale reference. So Undertale 2014 or 15 indie sleeper hit game that came out, and Kenny Omega worked with the developer of that game to make a kind of promo video, which mostly didn't actually air before Wrestle Kingdom. I
Was
think
gutted. They cut away from it.
yeah, I think it's because there was a lot of shots of like Nintendo products in their shop, so they probably couldn't get clearance because they cut to the end of it and had all the music. Most impressively, he did come out to the actual final boss music, which, as a connoisseur of video game music, as wrestling entrance themes, I am a very big fan of.
Yeah. And that one-winged angel gear.
Yeah, that was
looked
hell yeah.
amazing. Looked so good.
So much better than. Do you remember his last year's gear? Was it last year when he
Yeah.
dressed as like,
Destiny's.
Anubis? But
He had the gun or something.
Oh, God,
as
that
well,
was
didn't
awful.
he? The toy
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah, I preferred it. Bit more understated, but still dramatic.
yeah, awesome fake sword as well. That
Yeah.
you know, just super camp.
The match.
Yeah, the match was awesome. It was a real slow burner of a match, but you could tell that it was a stiff match as well. These two,
Yeah, there's a lot of slap.
I think they really don't like
Mate,
each other.
The way they slapped each other, those slaps were
Yeah, that was early on as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Like
really
that
early
set
on.
a tone.
and then later on as well. But oh my god, I don't think I could focus on the match after that. I'd just be like,
Yeah.
god, oh god,
So,
my cheek.
I was thinking about this, and I think this was kind of like New Japan's answer to the AJ Styles John Cena matches that we had a few years ago, which were really good. Kind of a real company man, kind of face of the company, just the style of the company, versus someone who's a bit of an upstart.
Yeah, they kind of had the narrative of where the company was going to go with whoever was going
exactly.
to win this match.
Yeah,
But
it was great.
absolutely loved it. I mean, like, it's the first time I've ever seen a dragon screw and thought, "Ow, God, that actually looks really painful."
Yeah, agree with
Oh, I
that.
love the dragon screw leg whips. Love them. I thought it was awesome that Tanner hit the Styles Clash as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
lovely
cool.
little-
I was like,
reference.
is he going to do a Styles Clash? He's setting it up. No way. And he did it. It's amazing.
And then, yeah, obviously, kind of just every single kind of just connection in this match just looked very painful. The V triggers were really on point.
Oh god, the V triggers.
High fly flow through the table as well. Like,
Oh, that was brutal. I literally screamed when that happened.
great. And we're
Also,
not
when
doing that.
Kenny got his knees up right at the last second, like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks so
Yeah,
painful.
that
What about when Kenny fucking dived over the top rope through the air and then just landed right on his back?
lands on his back.
Oh yeah.
Again,
That was
how on earth did he get up
mental.
from that?
Literally flew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's not a padded ramp, is it?
Kenny Omega really showed why we kind of think he's the number one wrestler in the world at the moment. Like, just
Yeah.
really brought everything to this. His striking game was so on point. His aerial game, like the kind of actually just jumping off the railing and doing the moonsault,
Yeah.
and chucking Tanner into the comms as well.
Yeah, that was cool.
Laughing
I
about
think
it.
Kenny did like 75% of the work in this match.
Yeah.
It was kind of, he was mostly of all the offense, and Tanner was just basically getting up and just going, no.
He was battering
Yeah,
him.
but that was definitely like the second half of it. I thought Tanner actually hit a lot more than he does or has done in a while.
Yeah.
There was definitely more to his arsenal in this match than usual.
Yeah, I mean, last year's Wrestle Kingdom, I thought Tanner was pretty much done after that match with Jay White. He looked so broken and could barely move.
Yeah. He's had an incredible 2018, though.
He has, yeah.
He
He can still barely run, though. Like, when he runs, he looks very weird. It looks like
Yeah.
Kurt
But
Angle.
he looks amazing.
Oh,
So
God, yeah. Phenomenal looking man.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is a superhero.
I enjoyed the narrative of Kenny refusing to take the count out victory on a couple of occasions as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which you'd think that would just be the easy way out, but
I think my favourite part of this match was Tanner no-selling the high fly flow, just kicking out on one after.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love
Such
it when
a
someone kicks
dick
out on
move.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so late
It's-
on into the match as well.
That's the thing, when they take such a beating and it gets late into the match and then they kick out a one.
yeah.
It looks
My
so
favourite bit was when Kenny did a powerbomb on Tanahashi, but Tanahashi's trunks were quite low, so you could see his bum.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
In my notes, I just put power bum.
His pasty white crack. Yeah.
Those power bombs were mental as well. He deadlifted him after the first two.
Yeah.
Those guys are just strong.
This was one of those matches that it went on for like 35, 40 minutes, but it felt so quick.
Yeah, it was 39 minutes, 14 seconds. And I mean, looking at the clock, there were another sort of 15 minutes after that. So I was thinking it was going to go for nearly an hour, but it didn't in the end. But
You forgot air guitar time.
yeah, exactly. And all that stuff. And then the close-ups of the Japanese commentary people that you don't know what they're saying. Unless you're Sam. You can probably follow some of that.
Nah.
Just pretend you can.
Just
Pretend you're fluent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, Tanahashi took the belt, and we're definitely going to talk after reviewing this a little bit about Omega's potential future. But before we get onto that, how do you feel about the fact that the build to him finally beating Okada, and then he's just had the title for 6 months? I mean, obviously, it's got a lot to do with the fact that he's leaving. But a bit disappointing in a way, do you think?
I was gutted when he lost this.
I think it's been a disappointing title reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's kind of had the opponents, the build-up, the feud that he deserves. As, like I said, in my opinion, the best wrestler in the world, and he's not been given the best opportunities. But then, unfortunately, that's partly to do with New Japan's kind of pay-per-view schedule. There is no huge kind of thing that he could have done. He had...
Well, traditionally, isn't it? The champ retains at Wrestle Kingdom and then goes on to have a really good year with feuds in the new year.
Most disappointing is that Toru Yano is never going to get his title shot. So, fuck wrestling.
Surprise winner of the G1 next year.
Come on, Toru.
You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the key matches. We're going to talk about Best of the Rest now, and obviously this being a New Japan pay-per-view, there is a lot of other good stuff, but we'll try and sort of go briefly through some of the other matches. Brett, do you want to go first? What was your Best of the Rest?
It has to be Zack Sabre versus Ishii.
Yeah, that's mine.
I mean, it was quite a quick match, but Zack Sabre Jr. just manages to flow a match that it feels like, I don't know, like a dance routine or something. It just one thing goes into the next, and it just went like that through the whole match. And I was
Zack Sabre
surprised
Jr.
in Ishii as well.
Sorry, imagine Zack Sabre Jr. Getting called up for Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, wow. I'd watch that.
I'd watch it. It'd be the first time, but I
like,
would watch it.
He takes, he'll take a move like a suplex or something, but he'll hold on to a hand or something so that he goes straight into a submission. It's just so good. This
He's
match
always thinking
was
one
great.
step ahead.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that's had an incredible 2018s, I mean, Zach's right up there, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Oh, God,
He
yeah.
feels like he's really gone on to another level, actually. It really does.
Yeah, I love his character and everything. His character, like Sam's going to say, attaching him with
Taka Michinoku, yes.
Michinoku has been great as well.
Also, I mean, this is incredible. This was a Rev Pro match.
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom. Fucking Roberts was a ref.
Yes, Chris
Wrestle
Roberts.
Kingdom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
insane.
That's a real
That's
kind
so
of sign
insane.
for wrestling. Yeah, but I mean, Rev Pro is going to be the New Japan kind of British stop, isn't it? Like, and that's great for them. That's really good because we go see Rev Pro and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love when you have promotions and indie promotions like crossover and allow belts to be, you know, thingy, and on shows, you know, not just like hidden in a dark match. Like, it just, because that there is this world, all these wrestlers do cross over into all these different promotions. So like, I think it just elevates the product as opposed to...
Absolutely. That's such a huge point. Like, for me, if I think British Heavyweight Championship, I don't think of the Progress World title. I do think of the Rev Pro belt, because that's the one that's going around the world being defended.
There was a lot of talk, obviously, with the amount of usage that the Rev Pro guys have given to, or the amount of Japanese wrestlers Rev Pro have used over the last year. And obviously there's been a lot of like, well, it's amazing because we're getting these dream matches to see like all of our favourite British indies going up against these amazing Japanese superstars. And then there's some criticism as well, obviously saying that the Japanese people are getting the belts, and maybe, you know, it's about time that they went back to some of the more established British stars. But if those Japanese people hadn't had the belts, then this wouldn't have happened. And it's actually a masterstroke, really, isn't it, for Rev Pro to
I think it's a win-win for both. It's a win for New Japan and it's a win for Rev Pro, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest here. Ishii is not, in the environment of New Japan on its own, Ishii was not going to be getting over in comparison to some of the stars who were already there. He was never going to be kind of at the same level of your Okadas, your Tanahashis and stuff.
Yeah.
He's got over via a lot of kind of his work in Rev Pro and his British wrestling.
Which he deserved to, because he's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
Best matches have probably been at Rev Pro. They've been insane, some of them.
Matches with Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Incredible. But this match, 11 minutes 37, and at the end of it, I wasn't disappointed it didn't go longer, because it was really snappy. I thought it had a really great pace to it, and obviously the quality was so high, and it was just loads and loads of fun. You know, this was just below those final two matches for me, but still seriously good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought this was super.
Yeah,
super.
Do you have another highlight, John?
I absolutely loved Ishimura versus Kushida.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really into Ishimura. The final of the Super Juniors against Takahashi was one of my matches of last year. I thought that was unbelievable, and I really enjoyed this. Ishimura is such a fucking muscly little dude.
Yeah, he looks great. He does look great.
I'm not there on Ishimori yet, but I don't know. I think he's good.
Yeah, I like, you know, some of the stuff he's done, and I obviously like Kushida, but I just didn't think this match ever did either of them much justice. It was in no way a bad match. Like, you know, these guys could sleepwalk through a decent match, so it's not saying it was bad or anything, but because of the talent, and it being, you know, the junior heavyweight, I thought it was going to be more.
So, have you heard with Kushida? He is finished with New Japan now.
Yeah, I saw the little video and crying.
And rumoured to be NXT bound.
Oh, I think that's a bad idea. I think
Yeah,
Kushida is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I think he's phenomenal.
A step towards 205, is it?
Yeah, maybe. I just think he's going to get lost over there.
I think he'll struggle to get over.
I'm quite excited about that, actually. But yeah, I think he will.
I'd love to see some more of Kushida wrestling.
Yeah. I think you're right, actually.
Wrestler.
I think
really good.
I think it's good for us, but I don't think it's going to be good for him.
This segues really well into my best of the rest as well, which is Kushida's entrance.
Yes.
Oh, that was so good with the little kid with the creepy mask.
Creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Did you think it was a dwarf when he came out?
Yeah, I did.
So did I. I was like, that's a dwarf, but he's had plastic surgery. Why isn't he like moving his? What is going on?
Yeah, it was an amazing entrance, and I love seeing Taguchi get involved as well as Doc Brown with his funky weapon. Taguchi, very funny.
Yeah,
Taguchi is there with Yano as just great fun wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that entrance so much. It was mental.
Could I also give a shout out to Kevin Kelly and Don Callis on comms?
Oh my god,
they are my favourite commentary
so
team.
Great. Don Callis going on about he blew up a toddler. was amazing.
Yeah, that's
They
so
were
good.
they were awesome. I even like on the normal shows. I love it when Rocky Romero joins them as well.
Rocky's
I just
good.
Love,
He's really good
love
as
that
well.
team. in
Finley's
general.
awful.
Yeah,
I thought the stuff that Callis was doing during the main event, like talking about Okada and the angle that he's had too many minutes, too many matches, too many hard opponents, and it's just worn him down. All that stuff was really good. They did a really good job of selling the story for that match.
I think actually this is one of the things I really like about Don Callis and Kevin Kelly is they remind me of a proper old school commentary team. Like, Don Callis is a real heel commentator, and he just plays the part so well. And it doesn't feel like it's trying to promote some hashtag or kind of, be like get the network, get the New Japan World, anything like that. He's just being a com.
it's not throwing loads of insults, which Corey it's getting boring.
Yeah, I think we'd all say that Graves, 2017, Graves was probably our favourite, and I still love him, but Callis, it just makes you realise how good you can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best of the rest for me, I did have the Ishimori match because I did really like the look of him because that's the first time I'd actually seen him. But the only other note I had was Evil's ring gear. I know we refer to it all the time. Oh my god, it's like a terrifying acid trip or something.
His hair looks
pretty good.
Look like he's been in an 80s like glam rock band, doesn't it? It's weird.
Yeah.
Also, I think his tailor's getting a very angry email like today because the hood on his cape was way too big and you couldn't see out of it.
Yeah, nightmare.
Well,
He really
I'm
struggled
going
with
to
that.
throw in Sonada's beard as well. Then I love that.
Oh, you loved it. Oh, that's got to be my worst for the rest.
I love
hated
it.
that.
No, Sonada is slowly turning into a lion.
No, he looked awesome.
No, that's a compliment.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's better than turning into a lion?
I thought it was a great look.
I hated it. I thought it looked stupid.
Moving on from like the sort of mohawk thing into like this bleached hair with the beard getting bleached down the bottom.
I tell you, if there's space up at the top of the card as more people leave New Japan, I think Sonada can very much be looking at a singles run.
It feels like he's been
push.
sort of labelled as that for a while.
I just think they've got to pull the trigger with it. He's so good.
He got a lot of talking up and a lot of spots in that match at Wrestle Kingdom, so it does feel like
I think both him
once
and
he's done with the tag.
both him and Eva are in a similar position. I think they could both potentially go further up, but they're just being sort of stuck together because they don't know what to do with them a bit.
Yeah, I think kind of obviously they're champs at the moment, so that's kind of great in that sense. But I think kind of they've sort of the tag division in New Japan is quite shallow at the moment.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, they kind of there's not a huge amount of area for them to go at the moment until they start getting some more tag teams involved.
So worst of the rest. I mean, look, for me, my least favourite match, apart from the tag match which you were just talking about, is probably Juice versus Cody.
Oh, I disagree.
I just thought it was just all sort of story and like it was kind of WWE style for me.
They're both
not much
WWE
wrestling.
trained.
Well, there you go. Exactly. I mean, it was just more story than wrestling. And I guess actually, if you think about the whole event, it was pretty much all amazing wrestling and not loads and loads of story or much other dramatics or other people getting involved. So Brandy coming in, I suppose I shouldn't really complain, but it was my least favourite. It wasn't terrible. It was sort of average for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to because I love Cody as a character. I don't know if I necessarily like him as a wrestler.
Yeah, I think I'm there with you on that kind of. I feel like every time I watch a Cody match, I see the same thing every time, which is kind of middle of the road heel wrestling. Kind of Brandy runs in, protects, all of that. Just kind of, it's not that different to what we saw against the Aldis match, is it?
No.
But that had more prestige to it, and obviously it was just different because of what was happening. But yeah, in terms of the match, you're right.
I'm surprised because like Juice had some really great matches this last year, and so I thought this was a low point because I was expecting more from this one. I have to say
that's interesting because I thought this was
like with Juice going over and stuff. Like I just thought it was going to feel more than it did, and I don't know whether it was just because of time or something. Because this is another match that I think they had to keep short.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I think this is the best Juice Robinson match I've seen so far.
Oh, really?
No, he's definitely had some better
He had an
ones
amazing one
this year.
against Kenny at the G1.
Oh, that was actually very good. The one where he won it. and that was really good. But yeah, like, generally, I don't know. I'm not warming to him. I still don't think I like him that much, but
No.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Same.
Any other very brief
I've
rubbish
got
moments?
one. Well, it's two, but it comes under the umbrella of one, which is women. So when I started watching Wrestle Kingdom,
Just a general.
just general.
You just
When I
don't like
started
women?
watching Wrestle Kingdom, I put it on and then went to the kitchen to grab a drink. My wife was in the room, and I heard it was about to start. I was like, "Oh, please don't be the Tokyo Pimp, please." And then obviously it was the Tokyo Pimp with.
It's always a massive letdown.
It's
Isn't
just
it?
why is that? Why is that happening? Why is that? Okay?
Yeah, that's bad.
The only woman on the entire show, and she was dressed in a thong and a bikini.
So that's
awful.
really bad. Obviously, like, kind of none of us are going to defend that. What I would say is that kind of whilst New Japan doesn't have a women's division, they do have an entire women's kind of wrestling organization out there, which is really fucking good, like worth watching.
Yeah. But that's the other point, is that why are there no women on this show? Why is there no women? I mean, there's so many talented Japanese women wrestlers.
Absolutely.
There's just no excuse for it anymore.
There isn't an excuse, but at
outrageous.
the same time, there is another entire organisation of women's wrestling, which is really great out there. It's separate, but it's good, you know?
Yeah.
And it probably shouldn't be separate at all. Like, I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's a good point. A very good point. Okay, let's move on from worst to the rest, because generally it was great.
It's
as
great.
we all
Yeah,
know.
it's really good.
Star performer, and I've just realised I haven't actually picked one, so I'm going to let you guys go first. Brett, who is your star performer for the night?
Ronda Rousey.
Do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my favourite, Naito.
Okay.
I just think like he had a great night, great match, and I just love the expressions he pulls during it. So much character in that guy.
Okay. John?
Will Ospreay.
Hell yeah.
Great to have him back from injury. Super year. An amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
Sam?
Kenny Omega.
Ooh.
Don't even need to give a reason for it, really. I'm going to go for... I agree with all of those, but I'm going to go for Chris Jericho, just to have a fourth different one, just because, this was a really good match for him. He's 48 years old. He's a master of playing to the crowd. Everything he does is hilarious, and he can still wrestle.
I'll tell you what, if I had a second man of the night, it would be Jericho.
Yeah.
4 brilliant wrestlers we've picked out there. So time for overall rank. We're going to each give it a score out of 10, then we're going to work out the average. Currently, our top pay-per-view in terms of ranking is All In at 8.6, followed closely by Evolution 8.5 since rankings began, which was about 10 pay-per-views ago. So, again, I haven't actually done this. God, terrible preparation. I was just listening to the Bruce Banana again and again. Brett, what are you going to give it?
Oh, you're going to come to me first?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go 9 because I loved Ospreay Ibushi. I loved Zack Sabre and Ishii and Jericho Naito. I thought Okada White was great, and Omega and Ace. So yeah, it was great.
That's massive. Okay, but yeah. John?
I'm going 9 too. I think the 4 key matches were all 5 stars, and Kushida, Zack, all those matches were also like 4.5 stars. Amazing.
Wow, we could be on to a new leader. Sam?
I'm going to go for 8, and the reason I'm not going 9 or 10 is just because, unfortunately, a lot of the matches were predetermined because of the Elite leaving, so it kind of sort of sullied it a little bit for me.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to go for 2. So unfortunately, it's only 4th in the list. No, I am going to go for 8.5 because it was brilliant.
That's 8.625 out of 10.
8.625, which means it does jump just ahead of All In.
Does it? Oh, wow.
Well, All In was 8.6. To be honest with you, we might need to go back and listen to that episode to see if it was 8.6 something. But, you know, if it's up there with All In, it's a very, very good paper.
Can't be going too far wrong, can you?
No. I mean, I tell you what, let's just call it an 8.6 and its current joint leader with All In 2018.
That's fair.
Happy?
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay.
Great way to start the new year, this.
Oh, such a good way.
Only ways up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get our first 20 pay-per-view. 20 out of 10 pay-per-view.
Wow. Well, it's going to be NXT UK next weekend. This weekend.
From what you guys are saying, I don't think it is going to be that.
Okay, so obviously, an amazing pay-per-view, loads of different title changes and lots of drama. But the biggest talking point at the moment is probably Kenny Omega and his future. Obviously, he came first in our top 50. A wrestler that we all love and care about, and very interested to see what he does next. Is he going to go to All Elite Wrestling? Is he going to go to WWE? What do we think? What are the rumours, Sam? What have you heard?
So it sounds to me like kind of Kenny is on his way to All Elite Wrestling. It sounds like WWE had a lucrative offer for him, but I think it's being indicated that he's going to sign with All Elite.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last I heard that he was pretty much definitely going to go to WWE because of the staggering amount of money he's been offered.
Oh, yes, that is a lot of money. I don't care where he goes. I hope he stays in New Japan. I hope he doesn't go to WWE.
So he's already announced that he's leaving New Japan, and
he's sort of saying he's having a break.
Yeah, he did this last time against Okada, didn't he?
Apparently he's done it in an interview with Tokyo Sports, and he didn't really tell New Japan, and hasn't gone over too well over there. So see what happens on that front.
He's definitely going All Elite, isn't he?
I mean, I would love it if he was number 29.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, John. Totally get what you're saying. But for me, I'd prefer it if he went to WWE because I already watched WWE.
What?
It could make some of these pay-per-views very exciting. Imagine some of the matchups, and it means I don't have to watch more wrestling.
But imagine they ruin Kenny Omega.
Hold on a second.
Can you ruin Kenny Omega?
Yeah, a big show.
Well, they could ruin AJ Styles.
Hold up,
to a degree.
because
He's not
playing
ruined,
devil's
but I know
advocate
what you're
here, WWE has a huge Roman Reigns shaped hole where they need someone to pin the company on for the next few years and kind of build as the top star. John Cena's not getting any younger. Roman, unfortunately, isn't going to be back anytime soon. And they have AJ Styles, they have Finn Balor, and they are more or less sitting on a bit of a dream match if they were to get Kenny Omega. Because all of a sudden, you've then got the 3 former leaders of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
You've got Daniel Bryan. You've got all of the guys coming through NXT. Like, WWE could be very, very good.
That's fancy
desperate
booking.
to
That's not
wrestle AJ.
WWE booking.
Yeah, you have Vince back on the reins.
Yeah.
We're going to shake things up, which means the McMahons are going to suddenly take a lot more control again. That's not good for booking or good for WWE, I don't think. I'd like to be totally wrong.
Kenny will always be the New Japan guy. He won't ever be the WWE guy.
I'm not sure about that, though. Like, AJ Styles would have been... Could you have thought, like, when AJ Styles joined WWE, this guy's going to hold the WWE title for over a year? Like,
yeah, good point.
He's the TNA guy who then went on to New Japan and Ring of Honor. Like, he was never...
There's no doubt for me that Kenny Omega will be the number one guy. If they're going to pay him the millions and millions of dollars across however long the contract is, he is the number one wrestler in the world, isn't he? In terms, he's the biggest star.
Yeah.
They can't bury him. I mean, I know we've said it's WWE.
I loved how you gave up on that halfway through.
They can throw whatever money they want to put him on the bench.
I've got to agree with Sam. If Roman Reigns was wrestling, I would perhaps be a bit worried because I could see Roman Reigns going over Kenny Omega, but Roman isn't there. They don't really have a guy.
So, again, the other counterpoint to this is it could go one or two ways. It could be like AJ Styles. It could be the guy coming in, being amazing and getting a push. It could also be like Nakamura.
Yeah.
So, it could easily go a lot of different ways.
I just want to have the creative control he would want.
Yeah. What I'm worried about, though, for All Elite Wrestling is that there's so much wrestling out there at the moment.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried.
A lot. And
I haven't got the time, guys.
I think,
but they've got money behind them, though, haven't they?
But companies have had money behind them before. Like WCW had money behind it.
But this is money behind them now.
If anyone can do this, it would be the Bucks.
WWE have got money.
Yeah, they have, and I mean they're not going to suddenly be WWE's main competitors or anything, but like,
I mean-
I'm excited that it might, be different. There's apparently talks of like getting a TV deal, and it has got like some serious, NFL football club money owning
I'm
people
not,
behind it.
See, I think the thing for me is that I don't think this is going to bite into any of WWE's audience. I think this is just going to cannibalize Ring of Honor and New Japan's audience. And I don't know, for example, like 205 Live, like kind of the Cruiserweight Classic was great, and I like all of those wrestlers. And yet at the same time, I don't watch 205 Live just because there's so much wrestling going on, just from pure oversaturation. Same with World of Sport. I like Will Ospreay, but I don't watch World of Sport because there's so much wrestling. Even NXT UK, I love UK wrestling. I go to a lot of live events. We all do, but it's hard to find the time to watch it. And then
it is, but it's certainly got the potential to step above your Ring of Honor, your Impact that's still going. And for the people that don't watch Japanese wrestling, I definitely think I agree that it's very close to oversaturation in wrestling in general, because there's so much on demand, there's so much to keep up with that it is too much, and everything WWE's putting out. But then a lot of people, I think it probably would bite into WWE audience, because there are a lot of people that have that subscription that actually prefer watching New Japan and everything.
And there's a lot of people that watch Being the Elite but don't watch New Japan.
Yeah. I think there's room
true.
for them. I don't necessarily think it's gonna definitely be a success or anything, but I think it's interesting, and I think WWE need competition. I think that's one thing WWE could do with that, force them to do better than they're doing.
I just don't think this is going to be competition for WWE. Like, even with the NFL money, that's 100 million. Like, WWE is worth billions. Like, they're just playing completely different ball games.
Yeah, but but at the same time, because of that, WWE has been putting out a shocking product in regards to Raw and SmackDown in the last year.
I mean, what would be interesting to see is if they do get a TV deal, where it is and when it is, and if there's any potential of it being able to take away even a little bit of the audience, because they have big egos over at WWE, and even if they lose a little bit, they won't like that.
That's very true.
Yeah.
WWE would be not worried about this, but nervous.
Definitely.
And I think all the talent they're buying up at the moment is sort of to preempt it a little bit.
Yeah.
Good point.
Okay. Good discussion, though, guys. Well done. We kept it
Thanks,
reasonably
Adam.
civil. Yeah.
We kept it civil. I'm going to V-trigger you, Brett.
Oh, God. Okay.
Adam's going to take your wallet and then guess what he's going to do.
Oh, no.
I'm going to piss all over Sam.
Yes, do that.
Good. Right. We've got hardest question of the week coming up after this.
Question of the week.
Right. Hardest question of the week this week was a very simple one. What was the best match at Wrestle Kingdom? A tough question.
Oh, this will be
That's why it's
interesting.
hardest question of the week. MJ says any of the last three.
Yeah.
Bit of a cop-out, MJ.
Yeah, come on. Pick a
Real
side.
Superkick says, torn between the main title match out of pure love of Kenny and how it's the first match in a while to get me to react out loud alone on the sofa. Granted, it was a no at the final splash from Tanner. Or the Okada White match being shorter but absolutely incredible.
Yeah, see?
Fair enough. I'll go back and rewatch it again. I did try and rewatch it and I fell asleep, so...
Dear Sam. Josh and Stu podcast said either of the co-main events for me, for us, I guess it should be as it's two of them, either of the co-main events for us or never open weight. Gihan's World says Tanahashi versus Omega or Ospreay versus Ibushi without a doubt. The Okada match was great at the beginning but kind of fizzled out towards the end. The Naito match just dragged out longer than it needed to.
Interesting.
Michael Dennin said White Okada, so another one there, another shout for the Okada match.
Sleeper hit.
And finally, Hill Nick Payne says best match was the opening match. Such a good fast-paced match with an emotional ending. But
Hell
Jericho
yeah.
is just, but Jericho is just awesome. His match was incredible, and that DDT on the table was evil. Happy New Year, guys!
Hold on.
Thanks, Hill Nick
When
Payne.
he says the opening match, does he mean the Toru Yano and Togi Makabe?
No,
I don't
he
think
means
so.
Ospreay versus Ibushi.
Imagine.
But Yano won that, didn't he? Yano's got some silverware.
Which is why no, he didn't. He number one contenders, and then they lost at New Year's Dash.
Oh, right.
Yano doesn't get silverware. Yano just gets fans. Champion of my heart.
Thanks for getting in touch, those that did. And that was the hardest question of the week. Next week, we are back. And as we've alluded to, we're going to be talking about NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool.
I haven't watched any of the NXT UK, but I'm nervous.
Any at all?
No.
I'm going to go in blind as well. I'm just going to watch
I don't know. I was going to ask, actually. Should I watch some episodes or should I just go in blind?
No, I think this is good because I think Brett and I have sort of struggled through it. And you two haven't watched any, so it'd be quite good to have.
You've struggled through way further than I have.
I've got.
I tapped out
to the Shankly Gate.
I've got 2 episodes left, and then I'm totally. Actually, no, I've got one. I've got one episode, and then I'm up to date. Although there's going to be more coming out.
I feel like I should at least watch an episode.
I mean, we'll talk about it on that pay-per-view.
Okay, sure.
And I think, it's weird because I keep reading really positive stuff about it. I think sometimes people just get a bit overhyped and overexcited. But anyway, listen to that podcast next week because it will be good, I promise.
Can I just very quickly before we do that, Trent Watch, how are people feeling about Trent 7 at the moment? Just out of curiosity.
Is this because I think it's making Trent uncool? And I didn't think that was possible.
Coming round to my way of thinking.
Didn't think it was possible.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Trent
Adam,
is
continue
cool.
on.
Trent's still cool. That's okay. Brett, if people want to get in touch with us with their thoughts on NXT UK TakeOver, what do they do?
They shout out their windows really loud.
They should.
Or they can tap on their keyboard and send their emails to hardestpartofthering@gmail.com. They can get us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. We are at hardestpartpod, and they can check out our shop, which is hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
Boom.
Nice.
Excellent. And that shop is full of amazing Brett artwork. And I brought this up because, Brett, you need a massive shout out because this week, Riptide, they unveiled their poster for their next event, Deep Six. And of course, Brett,
so good,
who is now art director at Riptide. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I got that moniker.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal.
Are you going to be sat on the balcony next time? Like,
Oh God, you blatantly could be, couldn't you? You
You're going to be a balcony
in,
wanker.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
No, I'll stay with,
You'll stay with muggins around the
Stay in the
ring.
cheap seats with the peasants.
Getting spat at by Spike Trevay.
But no, in all seriousness, that poster is amazing. Anybody who hasn't seen it, then just get on the Riptide Twitter feed or Instagram or on our Twitter because we retweeted it, or on Brett's Instagram. It was bloody amazing. And it got loads of love, didn't it? You got loads of love from that. So well done to you.
It did, and I'm glad because it took a lot of time.
I'm not surprised.
like probably more than twice the amount of time I thought it was going to take me.
Oh.
It was never ending, but it worked out.
yeah. It looks great.
Oh, it's so worth it. In the years to come, when you're showing your grandchildren, you won't remember the time it took. Your grandchildren won't give a shit, but you'll be really proud of yourself.
Just remember the reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So well done, Brett, and we look forward to that event. And Happy New Year! And it's been great to be back with you guys. I promise.
Yeah, it's been super.
Yeah, I've missed everyone.
Yeah, if anything, I think we had to sort of control ourselves. We just wanted to keep going. Talk. Just overexcited. But thank you very much for listening, and it's going to be another great year for Hardest Part of the Ring, we promise. And until next week, it's goodbye from me, Adam, goodbye from Sam.
See you later.
Goodbye from John.
Bye.
And goodbye from Brett.
Goodbye.
That was the Hardest Part of the Ring.